Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Andy Koehler from Northwest Arkansas Pediatric Clinic, and today I'm joined with two very special guests. I have Dr. Terry Payton and Dr. Joe T. Robinson, and we're going to spend some time talking about the history of our clinic because we're having a very special anniversary this year. We have just hit 40 years as a clinic. So I kind of wanted to go back in time to 1983. So what first brought you two together, and then what brought y'all to Northwest Arkansas?
We grew up together at Blackville, and so the first time we were in school together was in junior high. We spent junior high and high school together. Gary went to Hendricks, and good choice, since Andy also went to Hendricks, and played tennis and basketball there. I came up to university, and so I was a year behind. So we wound up in the same medical school class, and then met a good friend that Terry had met in college, Wesley Burks, who's now the dean of the medical school at the University of North Carolina. And so the three of us thought we would all go into practice together in the early 80s when we were in residency together there at Children's. And Wesley decided to go into an allergy fellowship. We met our wives, the six of us, so Wesley and Terry and I and our wives got together in Little Rock to just sit down and brainstorm where in Arkansas would we want to go. We had all three grown up in Arkansas. Wesley's from Conway, and we thought we would take advantage of Children's Hospital and the contacts and the people that we knew there, and where would we agree to that all six of us wanted to go, and it fell to Fayetteville as our first choice, and we interviewed up here with the hospitals, and here we are still, 40 years later.
Well, we had this idea of being available. We had a night clinic, and no one else up here at that time had a night clinic. There was no such thing as an urgent care center. If after hours, patients, families just had the ERs as a place to seek care. So we wanted to be available, and it was just the two of us for the first year, and we obviously we started slowly. The clinic was slow at first. From early on, we had plenty of patients in the hospital. I mean, there were times within the first few months that we had 20 babies in the nursery at one time, and so we were busy from that standpoint. But we wanted to be available and provide the best care possible.
Yeah, and Dr. Glenn, who was the advisor there at Children's when we were there, along with Dr. Pfizer, he had been in private practice and helped coach us through some of that. And that was one of his promises, is if you make yourself available, people will take advantage of it. We were given the opportunity. Washington Regional was very supportive, and it was Springdale Memorial Hospital then, but we actually went to both hospitals, but Washington Regional was more home base. And so they were very good about us going to the administration and saying, well, we need this. We want to build up this part of the program in pediatrics in Northwest Arkansas, and they were always supportive.
And I mean, talk about building up. I mean, y'all started as, two docs, hanging your shingle and getting out there. And a lot of people don't realize this, but we are now the biggest private pediatric clinic in not just the state, but probably the region.
Well, we first year it was just the two of us, and so you're on call every other night, and that was busy at times. Miriam Gardner was 1 year behind us in the program at Arkansas Children's Hospital, a resident, and she came up here. Her husband was a chemistry professor at the university, and she came up and had a young child and then another child. But she worked the night clinic 2 days a week, every Tuesday night and Thursday night. She would do the night clinic from 5 until 9, and then she would take call until 8 the next morning. So 2 days a week, she provided a little break for us. So that was a godsend to have Miriam up here. David Jackson joined us after 3 years. Charles Ball joined us after 6 years, and we kind of just every few years added another as time went by.
If we found good people, we wanted to, we would find a way to incorporate those skills into our recruiting with the purpose of people that fit and want to do things the way we do things, and that's been a great asset.
Amanda started around 2000, I suppose. And so we were independent from 1983 until 2000. And the last few years before that, Larry Shackford became our administrator. And then when MANA was in the discussion phases of starting up with MANA, Larry was instrumental in that, and then Larry became the CEO of MANA. We didn't want to be 100% associated with the hospital or owned by the hospital systems. We wanted to be independent. And joining MANA gave us a chance to take advantage of those administrative skills and also have some efficiencies, economies of scale and things like that. We could still see patients and not have to worry as much about the administrative side of it. So it was just a win-win situation for us when MANA started.
The focus has been primary care, but it was not necessarily limited to that in any way, and it's grown to what it is today.
Well, I want to pivot just a little bit because I've got a couple of things I need to get on the record here. So Terry, I'm looking at you. So multiple people have asked me to get on the record that you did in fact wear roller skates to work routinely up here.
There was a time in my younger years when I wasn't worried as much about falling, and I never did fall.
Never saw you fall.
I did wear roller skates a lot for quite a while. I used to race the kids. We had a Springdale clinic location that had a central nursing station and 6 examining rooms around, and I could race around that and challenge the kids to catch me, and I don't recall ever being caught by the kids as they chased me around.
Well, Terry, Jyoti, I appreciate y'all so much coming out and talking with us today. Lot of wisdom here. I want to thank y'all so much for coming out and thank y'all for watching. That's it for today.